PCA 2025 back in New Orleans. We were here in 2015. You were here in 2015. I was here in 2015. Actually, Robert and I go back quite a number of years and some history. Don't get to see the guy as much as I'd like to, but love catching up with him once a year at the show. Robert, tell us about what you got going on this year and what we have.
So we got a couple new things. This one's an old but new. It's the box press King is Dead. Really special cigar. It's the same exact blend as King is Dead, but it's different primings, different fermentation processes. So the flavor is 95% different. If you smoked it right next to a regular King is Dead, you'd swear it was an entirely different blend. It's really cool. The box pressing also helps a bit with that because it's got a little bit better airflow, but we released this cigar originally 4 years ago, and then the factory had a fire, it burned down, and we had to consolidate our production a little bit.
Right?
So unfortunately, we weren't able to continue that line. So now everything's gotten normalized at the factory again, so we're re-releasing the King is Dead Escape Plan box press. So that's the first one. And then next, this is another long-awaited release, Mad Mofo Habano. This was...
Mad Mofo.
Yep. So Long Live the King Mad Mofo Habano. This is something that was planned several years ago, but also very much delayed from the factory fire. And Mad Mofo is an extension of the Long Live the King brand, but it's something that's meant to be more full-bodied than a regular portfolio. So the Long Live the King Mad Mofo is a Maduro wrapper, very full-flavored, higher nicotine, stronger general cigar. So using the same principles, we created a natural version. So we have the Habano. It's full-bodied, full-flavored, rich, spicy, really nice cigar. So this is our new release for the Long Live the King line. So both of them come in 4 sizes. I can't remember exactly what they are right now because my head's a little bit jello. I'm a little jet-lagged still. But nonetheless.
From Miami?
Nah, from Spain.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, I dropped somebody's jacket. I got to pick it up. A little jet-lagged.
So you're spending a lot of time in Spain.
Yeah. I actually came in from Italy, but nonetheless, I'm fucking jet-lagged. And then prior to coming, I slept 9 hours over 3 days, and then boarded a plane, and then landed and did setup and all this stuff.
So no need for Ambien on the plane. You were good.
I don't sleep. No, I don't. I've never slept. I've flown to China and Japan and not slept on the flights. I'm large enough that there's no level of comfort. Even if I fly first class, I can't.
Even the bed, first class, the bed thing doesn't help you? Oh, I can sleep in the bed. No
I'm slightly too long for it. So like my legs will fall asleep.
6'6"? 6'6", yeah.
I think
yeah,
I have friends.
A little shorter, not much.
I have friends like 6'4" that they have
do
no
it?
problem. But I'm just tall enough to where it's not comfortable.
So tell me about the big changes that happened. You sold your company?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So we sold to a company called Laudisi Enterprises. They're the ones that put up the money for this nice booth instead of our...
your folding table.
Not only, we used to buy folding tables and then we'd return them afterwards.
Oh, geez.
Which was the best. But so we sold to a company called Laudisi Enterprises. They're the owners of a brand of pipe called Peterson, but they're like the second largest pipe company in the world.
I love Peterson pipes too. Man.
Yeah. They do Cornell and Deal tobacco, a bunch of distribution. So really good guys.
Right.
A lot of synergy with them because they had all the things that we don't have in terms of infrastructure, staff. They have like an 8-person design department, this type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we kind of plugged into their system. I'm still doing everything I did prior. So I do marketing, design, product development, but I don't have to deal with the day-to-day bullshit of owning and operating a small company.
Are you an employee now? Or are you a part owner or stockholder? I mean, not that it's any of my business.
I'm a consultant.
Oh, I see.
I refuse to be an employee of anybody ever. I've never had a job.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah, so I have a consulting company which has a contract with them, and I work for my consulting company technically.
Right, right, right.
But nonetheless, yeah, working there for 3-year contract, and then I was part of the deal was stock in the company as well. So I'm a shareholder.
All right, cool.
So I have interest still in the brand.
Very good.
It's not that I sold it and right off on my.
And your old partner, what's he doing?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him for a while.
Have you? The Colombian dude.
Yeah,
right?
he.
I never really got to know him.
Not a cigar guy.
Yeah.
At all. So I mean, he would come to the shows here or there, but he's doing other things. So we haven't spoken much since the sale because I haven't been in Miami, and then we haven't had the business to see each other often. So he's gone onwards.
So how much time you spend in Miami now?
Very little.
Really?
40 days a year, maybe.
So the rest of the time you're traveling or staying in one place?
I'm in Spain a lot. Spain and Italy usually.
So what are you allowed to be there? 90 days before you get out?
I have a visa, so I can stay 6 months. I can stay as long as I want, but to
Right.
not pay taxes there, I do 5 months and 2 weeks.
I got you. Anything more, what, 6 months? It's like,
Yeah, 183 days is
Right,
tax
right.
time. So
Gotcha.
I do 5 months and 2 weeks in Spain. I do a couple months in Italy, and then the rest in Miami or traveling.
what made you go to Spain?
My wife's Spanish, and
Was
then
she Spanish?
Yeah,
Spanish? I thought she was Latin.
no, she's from Madrid. And then during the pandemic, we were just kind of playing around, looking at stuff, and there was a really good deal on a really nice house in a really nice area. It's one of those too good to be true deals.
That was the time to
Yeah.
buy, right?
So it ended up being a deal that was true.
Right.
And then so we grabbed the house there with the intention of putting in a little TLC and then flipping it.
Right.
And then
This is in Madrid?
Marbella, South Coast.
Okay.
But I have a 0.9% interest rate and there's no property tax in Spain.
From there? They do those types of
0.9.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So you can't sell that house.
No.
basically. So,
Well, listen, you know me, I'm Greek descent. I spent a lot of time in Greece. I love Europe too, man. But so tell us about New Orleans. How does it feel to be back here?
much better than Vegas.
You know what? I got a really good feeling yesterday. I don't know if you were around yesterday at that party they had outside. I think they did a lot better job. I remember 2015. It was, sweating, crazy. The fact that it's in April is a lot better.
The seasonality helps. This is more of a real place with real people instead of Vegas. Food is just as bad if you look at the wrong places, but there's good food here as well if you get off the beaten track or like Garden District. It's a walkable town. You can walk here from the hotel 15 minutes.
Down Bourbon.
So if it came to be here or Vegas in the summer, I think they're both the same. Like I don't want to go to either town in the summer.
Well, either in an oven or you're in a sauna.
Yeah,
one
of the two, exactly. Steam room or sauna, yeah.
Right,
so,
right.
But this time of year, it's great to be here.
Yeah, the weather's good.
Weather's good.
The distribution, what do they have for the U.S. market? Do they have brokers?
No, it's all in-house. There's 7 reps that we have. I think they're adding...
They rep everything.
Yeah, so they represent the pipe portfolio, pipe tobacco, and cigars. And then I think they're adding 1 or 2 more. So it should be a pretty good... When we started with them, they were 4.
Were they based out of U.S.?
South Carolina.
Okay. I like South Carolina. Very good. What else? Tell us about you, man. What's going on?
Not much.
I mean, cigars. Love to talk about your cigars. I mean, you've been around. Give us the history of you started with your Roja with Wyndham. Wynwood.
Yeah.
Right, that was close.
Yeah, no, so I started, when I met you, I had a hotel distribution company selling
That's right.
cigars to restaurants and hotels.
Humidor
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah.
I remember the invoices.
So I started doing that, exactly, and then I started doing, I started a factory in Miami with Christian in Wynwood.
Right.
And then from there came on to build this brand about 10 years ago. So we turned 10 technically in 2014 because 2024 because that was the year that we incorporated. But we didn't start shipping cigars till 2015. So we just turned 10 years old. So it's been a good run. Somewhat harmonious to sell, like coming into our 10th year, because it's turning over a new leaf for us. And then I think that in terms of coming in with a bigger company, when you're a small company, continued growth takes a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of money. So this is some way for us to continue on our pathway without all the headaches that you'd have trying to go
Listen,
through.
it's important to find your niche. Like I kind of found mine, and still fighting the good fight, doing what I do. I still love blending. I still love making cigars, and I know we have that shared common bond in tobacco and the passion. And as you know, I've been doing this media stuff kind of same time. Get the message out, man, to people. You reach a wider audience. It's not just about, for me, any individual brand, but I'm here to introduce people to people that have never heard of Caldwell Cigars and all the new brands. And there's 10, 15, 20 new brands every year that come around. And I think people always want the shiny new thing too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about your friends in the industry? Matt Booth, you still keep in touch with him?
Yeah,
I know he was just here. I saw
he was hanging out for a little bit. So yeah, Matt and I talk all the time. Usually not cigar talk. We talk about everything but cigars pretty much. Yeah. But yeah, everybody's good.
You care about the tariffs? Have you heard anything with the tariffs? Do you even want, like I usually ask about the tariffs?
Well, they're affecting Nicaragua much more than they would affect DR.
Well, they originally said that. Now it's a flat 10%. Originally it was supposed to be 18.
Yeah, but that's 90 days, so we'll see.
We'll see what happens after. Yeah, because they kind of have
Nicaragua's a little bit less of a friendly government than Dominican Republic is.
For sure.
With allies that we don't like, so we'll see how that plays out. But I think it's a wait and see thing.
How'd you meet these guys? How'd you end up
going
down this path?
They own a retail store as well, like a pipe shop in South Carolina.
Oh.
And so they sell cigars. So I did an event there, met them, and then they were interested in doing a cigar for themselves. We just kind of started talking, and then they called me one day and they said, "Hey, you guys interested in selling your brand? Because we might be looking to buy a cigar company."
Oh, nice.
The answer was no.
Right.
But then I presented it to my business partners, and my business partners said, "Well, maybe let's start having
the numbers
a conversation."
Right,
So, and it was good. It was good timing too, because my business partner Hernando, he wanted to go on and do other stuff, so it kind of gave him the opportunity to move on to his next projects. And then the fact that we got equity in this company, also we basically switched out a partner for a new partner, so it was the right time. I mean, we were coming due on our lease in Miami. It was about to double our warehouse. I was already kind of done with that. Yeah. So it was. Had it happened a year earlier or a year later, it probably wouldn't have happened. It was just really the right time.
My friend.
Exactly.
Timing is everything. Yeah. Well, hey man, always great to catch up with you.
Likewise.
We could talk forever.
Likewise.